Hi there guys, hi there, how you doing? Listen, I want to share something with you. It's really powerful, it's very early. The sun is arising, okay? It's early in the morning, but the sun is coming out. Listen to me, I want to share something. Listen to me carefully, it's very helpful. So, when you're on social media, for example, I've been on social media for years, but of late, for example, I was watching a video speaking about CBDCs. Central digital bank currency, and we know that is it a precursor? A precursor to the mark of the beast, which is coming midway through the tribulation period. Are we in the tribulation period? No. What are we seeing? We're just seeing the shoots of prophecies coming to pass. We're seeing the beginning of these things. It's like a countdown, so to speak. But when I was on social media, I was watching about CBDCs and cryptocurrency, and as I watched it, one video, I came off of, I think it was TikTok, I came off. And then about a few minutes later, I went back on it again, and there was another video about CBDCs. I scrolled up, and there was another video about CBDCs. That's all that I was seeing, okay? Now this is where it's really, really deep. See, because I watched the video about CBDCs, the algorithm of TikTok, or was it YouTube, one of the two, the algorithm knew that I watched it, and it showed me more of what I just watched to keep me on the platform, all right? So it's showing me more of what I just saw. So why am I saying this? Because when we are out here today in the world, okay, whatever you keep on viewing is what you're going to keep on seeing. If you keep on viewing death, destruction, things going downhill, that's all you're going to see. See, in the Bible, throughout, it's consistent in the New Testament, a teaching that's consistent, where Jesus said, for example, if your eye be single, is it Matthew chapter 5 and 6, chapter 5 or chapter 6? If you keep your eye single, keep your eye on God, then you shall be filled with light. You know, Paul said, keep your eyes on things that are above, keep your heart on things that are above, where Christ sits on the right hand of God, the right hand of power. Keep your eyes on that, keep your heart on that, keep yourself focused on that. So Paul, throughout his teaching through the Holy Spirit in his epistles, he's always saying, look up, look up, look up. Keep your eyes and your heart on the things that are above. Even in the Old Testament, David said, your law have I hidden in my heart so that I may not sin against you. Or even Joshua chapter 1 verse 8, he said, meditate on the law day and night. I'm speaking about the Old Testament. I'm not telling you that you should be meditating on the law. That's not what I'm saying. I'm speaking about how in the Old Testament and the New Testament, there's something there telling us to keep our eyes and heart focused on God, okay? Because the thing is, if we start to get on God's frequency, we get on God's algorithm, we need to get on God's algorithm, okay? Then the more of God we're going to see. If you don't get on God's algorithm and you're on the world's algorithm, all you're going to keep on seeing is the world. Now that's really interesting. I'm talking, this truck's parked right in front of me, the light flashing. And the thing is, look at the whole road. Look, it's all empty. Look at that. No one around, nothing. Absolutely dead outside. And where does the guy go? Right in front of me where I'm parked. You know what? You know when you know that the enemy is trying to, when the enemy is trying to bring distractions, okay? Because the light is flashing in my eyes. Look at that. The light. See that light there? Flashing right in my eyes when I'm speaking to you about getting on God's frequency. So this is how the enemy can work. I'm not saying it's always the enemy, but this is how the enemy can work subtly to bring distractions in your life and make you just focus on things that are not relevant, if you understand what I'm saying. Trying to get you off of the things of God. So we need to have our heart and mind focused on the things of God. We need to get on God's algorithm, because the more of God we have inside of us is the more of God you're going to see every single day. The less of God you put inside of your heart is the less of God you're going to see. So you're going to turn into a pessimist instead of being optimistic. You're going to be pessimism, meaning when you focus on the world and all the things that's going wrong in the world, you're going to be fearing the things that are coming. You're going to be living in fear all the time, okay? I'm worried all the time. But when we get on God's frequency or God's algorithm, then we become optimistic, where we start to have more faith and belief and trust in the things of God. You can't trust in God if you're not filled with God. You can't trust God if you're not filled with God. We have to be filled with Him. Be ye filled with the Spirit. Be ye filled with the Word. If you haven't got the Spirit or the Word inside of you, how can you trust in God? You're not going to be full of faith, are you? Without faith, it's impossible to please Him. Without faith, you can't connect, okay? So the world wants us to focus, or the devil wants us to focus on the things of the world, so that we are on a demonic frequency or a demonic algorithm, and all we're going to see is death, destruction, things going wrong, things not working, and you got no solutions, and you can't get out of this, and you haven't got enough, and poverty, and you lack. That's all you're going to see, okay? And then you're going to be pessimistic. You're going to be in fear. If you're like that, it's because you are on the enemy's algorithm, and you're seeing more of what you keep on focusing on. So let's us focus on God and get into the things of God. Then you're going to see more of God. You're going to see more miracles, signs and wonders. How is it you got believers? One set of believers is in, going through trials, tribulations consistently for the past 10 years. And you've got another set of saints who are always talking about miracles, signs and wonders and all sorts of good things. It's a deeper revelation to that I may share another time, speaking about governments. But anyway, let's focus upon God. Let's get on God's algorithm today and start feeding on the things of God, so that we get to a point where all we see is God and all we hear is God. So let's do that. I'll talk to you guys a bit later. Have a great day, okay?